It's hard to remember because I didn't think about it for such a long time. I remember it being a warm day in spring. It was a cold breeze. The wind was pushing all the clouds fast overhead. Me and my brother were playing in the sheds, and it was just like any other normal day. We used to explore around the place and used to climb on top of shelves and play hide and seek and find little objects all around the place that we considered treasure at the time. I remember when I got out of the shed and I was sort of walking around, the outside, I heard a gunshot, and quickly my grandfather took me and my brother and put us into the bucky and drove back to the farmhouse. And when I got there, I think it was my grandma that met my grandfather coming out of the car, and she was crying and Auntie was crying, and they gathered us and we walked to her favorite tree, and she was laying underneath this tree. And they sort of kept me and my brother for a little bit of a distance, so we wouldn't have to see her. And there was a doctor that was there that said to my grandma, I should let them have a look at the body or give them closure. My brother didn't want to, but for some reason I decided to go up, and as I got closer and closer, I saw my mom's body. And she was in a blanket, and they pulled the blanket back and I saw her face. Then put the blanket back over her, and I just remember everyone crying. All the family members were crying, even my brother was crying. I couldn't cry. I guess it was my innocence. Or, just being really young and looking around. But I sort of hate myself to this day that I couldn't feel anything. My mom suffered with bipolar. And bipolar is a type of disease. It gives you exuberant highs and ultimate lows. She was on this roller coaster for her whole life. And I was angry, that she did this to me and did this to herself and left everyone behind. As I grew up, I sort of began to understand that for her it wasn't something easy to do, and it probably could be the hardest thing. It would be the hardest thing for anyone to do. But what brings me happiness is that in her world of sadness and depression, that she could find peace. And sometimes at night when I can't go to sleep, I close my eyes and I go back to that tree. I walk to it and I sit beside it. I wait for my mom, and we just sit together. Brings me comfort.